Hello everyone, I'm Ani Avedissian and this is Water Wisdom. In our world today, we're constantly bombarded by information, or should I say misinformation. So how do we tell what's true, what's woo, and what gets flushed down the loo? The wisdom of the water will guide us. Today's question comes from Mr. Cautiously Spiritual from Peckham, southeast London in England. And he says, I'm not giving my bloody name so my mates down the pub can tease me. I understand. I too am from London and I've been to Peckham. Mr. Cautiously Spiritual asks, God, what is it then? If it's a man, it's not a god, is it? Any ideas, love? Good question from the prodigal pecker from Peckham. Is God our father, or our mother, or a mixture of both? And why is he, she, or it portrayed as a human? Now, if you buy into the we are made in God's image, and that image was a male, and a rib was taken from the first man to make a lesser being, a female, to be his mate, well, if you buy into that scenario, some might say that makes you a bit of a plonker, really, doesn't it? But I can't say that because I'm a shaman, so I'll say, gosh, don't you think that's a tad immature, given that it's almost 2019? Whatever we choose to call cosmic intelligence, clearly, it's much greater than the sum total of its parts. Even those with a superficial knowledge of quantum physics will understand that life existed in energy form for eons before anything dense and physical was created. In other words, we could not have been created in God's image since there was no image from which to be created. So why do we still personify cosmic intelligence? Why do we still have God or gods, male or female or transgender? Simply put, it makes the cosmos more accessible. But it does so, I think, by making our world a smaller place. God as a human we can relate to. Gender we can identify with. But if I say to you, you are pure cosmic potential in action, having a temporary manifestation as a human. You are recycled stardust. You were there at the very first Big Bang. You rode the waves through all the strings of creation. You are magnificent beyond measure, and certainly beyond your understanding. You glorious co-creator of universes, you highly esteemed author of the stories of your multiple incarnations. You are a masterful, brilliant virtuoso in the cosmic choir, and I honor you as such. Most people would look at me sideways and, unable to hold the vision of their true glory, would most probably dial 1-800, a prophet of my people, and babble on about the world being created in 7 days, the correct hierarchy of heaven and angels, and whatever else they can think of that puts them back into their comfortable little box. That's not particularly useful, is it, for our collective evolution? Labeling that which is too great to have a name is impossible. And giving it human characteristics is downright dangerous, because cosmic intelligence vibrates way above the frequency of its myriad manifestations. God is not a human and does not have emotions. Ergo, it cannot wreak vengeance or sit in judgment or feel jealousy or murder anyone who chooses not to worship it or any other petty ego-driven emotion we humans invent and suffer through. Convincing us of the opposite is how religion, which, contrary to popular opinion, does not have a monopoly on all things spiritual, has manipulated our minds for generations, effectively keeping us separated from the truth of our cosmic divine nature. The cosmos is teeming with life, all experiencing on multiple dimensions at multiple levels of awareness. Yes, we are quite rightly focused on this life, on this planet, at this time, but that's just one chapter of a greater space adventure we're on. Years ago, someone spun a good yarn about creation and we bought into it. I think it's time to grow up and do some exploring. Hey, thanks for the question, Peckham Pecker, and thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, please press the like button and subscribe. And while you're at it, click on that little bell, ding dong, and you'll be notified whenever I put out new content. If you're interested in my work, please visit my website, aniavedissian.com, and sign up for my newsletter, Monday Messages. They're short, they're sweet, and they're full of buttery goodness. And remember, people, we didn't come down to burn and crash. We came down to make a splash. So get out there, have some fun, and do something useful with your incarnation. Whew.